What's up, Key Issues? Garrick here, and welcome to today's video where I'll be asking the burning question you're all curious about. Did Mysterio actually train in the mystic arts to become a legit sorcerer, or is he just playing us all using some sleight of hand and parlor tricks? Now, easy money is that he's an illusionist and con artist just like he is in the comics, but that's not nearly as cool as another legitimate sorcerer in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because, let's be honest, Mordo has been gone for a while, the Ancient One is dead, and Wong is a bum. I'm sorry to say it, but the dude straight dipped out of Infinity War. Meanwhile, half of the universe was annihilated while he was protecting whatever mystical threat that he was protecting us from. Way to go, Wong. Okay, so I guess at this point you guys want some actual reasoning to go with this bold claim, and the first piece of evidence is in the scene we see in the trailer where Mysterio goes at this water monster. Assuming this is an actual threat like Hydro Man and not an illusion created by Mysterio himself, we see Mysterio use flight, energy blasts, as well as a magical barrier that looks very, very familiar. Take a look at the glyphs used in the barrier summoned by Mysterio. While it isn't exactly like the same ones used by Doctor Strange, there are a few things that could explain this. The first being that it's just a different spell. Mysterio's spell seems to be more like a magnetic barrier, forcing the water back, while Strange's is more like a magical wall that stops attacks dead in their tracks. Being a different spell would account for different glyphs, which are clearly a nod to Mysterio's original comic book costume, as well as the color green. Strange uses spells that range from the standard gold, to red, to transparent, and even green when he turns Thanos' attack into butterflies. So despite the fact that his barrier doesn't look exactly like the one Doctor Strange uses, there's no doubt that it could actually be a magical spell, just one that we haven't seen before. But where could he have possibly learned to do this? Well, in the one place that you go to learn this sort of thing, Kamar-Taj. He could have trained there at any time, really, and I mean, he could have even been there learning while Stephen Strange was there as well. But at some point, Quentin Beck, also known as Mysterio, was exiled or quit from his assigned sanctum in London. Since we do see the London Tower Bridge during this scene, and Mysterio is based in Europe, my guess is that he left the London sanctum during the attack by Caecilius during the events of Doctor Strange. The timing lines up almost perfectly, as we've never heard of Mysterio before, and now would be the perfect time for him to make his mark. We all know that the sorcerers aren't too strict when it comes to abandoning your post. They let Pangborn go play pickup basketball for the rest of his life. Who's to say that they wouldn't allow Mysterio to leave as well? These events take place immediately after Endgame, so it's tough to say what the state of the sorcerers will be during this time. Additionally, there have been whispers going around that Mysterio is working for S.H.I.E.L.D. as an operative, and if this is true, it kind of makes sense. Nick Fury would know of the fallout from Doctor Strange and of course what happened during Infinity War, realize that S.H.I.E.L.D. is not prepared for magical threats, and go recruit someone well-versed in the mystical realm. Nick Fury is no fool, so if Mysterio was a fake, he would have to be a really damn good one to pull one over Fury. So while there's a case to be made that Mysterio is the real deal who just couldn't cut it in Kamar-Taj or the London Sanctum, we could be reaching a bit with this one. But even if he hasn't trained in the mystic arts, he could have been influenced by Doctor Strange to create these illusions. No doubt the entire world saw what happened in New York. Dr. Stephen Strange is likely known as a world-famous wizard man who helped prevent the alien invasion in New York City. Mysterio could be thinking that while he may not be a real sorcerer, he could be pretty good at pretending to be one. So Mysterio was directly inspired by the Sorcerer Supreme, which is why he chose magic as his primary form of attack and defense. He could have pretended to be anything, a man in an advanced suit of armor, or a god hailing from a distant world, but he chose to be a sorcerer. But what do you guys think? Is Mysterio the real deal? Was he trained in Kamar-Taj and the London Sanctum, or is he just a fraud influenced by the likes of Doctor Strange? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Also, be sure to join the Key Issues Discord. There is exclusive content in there that you cannot get anywhere else, and it's a ton of fun. All the information will be in the description for that. Be sure to follow us on all these different social media platforms. Follow the Key Issues podcast on iTunes and on SoundCloud. And remember the motto, it's comics over everything.